guys, thank you so much for coming out to the show tonight. We are streaming live on Facebook too. But don't go there, stay here. That's just for the people that are on Facebook. I think I'm streaming over there. I'm not sure. Let me get this music. It's way too loud. I think the cats were mucking around on the desk here. What is going on, guys? What is going on? Thank you so much for coming out to the show tonight. The Friday night podcast, SUBCAST. We are not only one on time, but we're on the right day too. And it's a huge step in the right direction. I need something to prop up this mic because I don't have one of those arms. I need to get one of those. So we're going to use our Planet Nomads box of goodies here temporarily. It's got a hat in it, which I should be wearing that hat. Let's see if I can get it propped up. That might be too much, but at least you can hear me now, right? What's up, guys? Natalie is in the chat. What's up, Natalie? I'm in a good mood. And it's very strange because I just woke up and I like Alex Jones because I think he's funny. I laugh so much when I watch Alex Jones. To see that guy bust out of his suit screaming at aliens is like my favorite stuff in the world. I love aliens and demons. It's so funny. And I know he's not real. I know it's a joke. It's an act. It's funny, right? I just love the guy. And so Facebook dared people to post Alex Jones stuff, and they said that you'd get banned. So I did. I posted, said Facebook. We got a donation from Platitude Platypus saying, thanks for the show. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you. I just, I love his rants. I like, and you know what? And it's kind of funny, but on Facebook, somebody, and I'm saying this for the guys over on Facebook, somebody said something to me, and I went off. I lost my temper, right? And no, this was not on purpose at all, and I lost my temper. So I went to sleep, and then I woke up. And when I woke up, they said that, oh boy, your reaction was something like your reaction was exactly something like Alex Jones would say, "This is rich." And does he? Zerva, ZVRRA, he says he feels a lot of hate and racism. I've never seen any of that. Maybe I'm just not well versed in everything that Alex Jones does. All I see is like the clips, and I used to watch his show a long time ago, back when he was just like strictly conspiracy. A long time ago. So I don't know. It was pretty much me messing with Facebook, daring them to ban me, because when it comes to Facebook, I don't care about my Facebook account. I'm hardly on Facebook. You guys can find me over on Twitter. So it's more like Mom saying, Kermit TV says, Dave Langer says, go read about what Alex Jones did to the Sandy Hook families. Ooh, okay. All right. Well, I'm not going there. It was pretty much like somebody saying, now don't dance on the table. All right, son. And then so the son dances on the table. But what happens to the son? The son falls off the table and gets hurt. It was more like me messing with Facebook because I don't want my Facebook account anymore. I hate Facebook. And, but I'm not going to delete it on purpose. Like, I'm just not going to click delete and get rid of it. So it'd be easier if they just banned me. But it was funny. The reaction was it was just pretty funny. But anyways, I'm awake. Move to Discord says links. Panda Poopy says Alex Jones used to be legit, but he lost his way. He went off the deep end, but once you discover Bohemian Grove like he did, you are bound to get off the trails. I don't know what that means, Panda. Bohemian Grove. I don't know what that means. So maybe I should try and get Facebook to ban me a different way. I don't know. No, to kind of like go with Dave Langer. I don't think Alex Jones was ever legit. I think he even admitted in a court that he was like putting on an act or something like that. I think his wife tried to sue him. I'm not sure what all that's about. So, all right, yeah. Well, Alex Jones, I guess, may have been a bad way to get Facebook to ban me. But I don't know. I'll find a different way. Maybe I'll start inappropriately talking to Mark Zuckerberg or something. I don't know. What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for coming out to the show. We're going to get into some No Man's Sky. And we're going to be talking about, get you guys on the call, have you guys talk about whatever's on your mind. We're going to have a special guest tonight. He is from the Galactic Hub, and he is the Galactic Hub. I've seen clips. Levy Rivers says, watch the Joe Rogan podcast from Alex. I've seen some clips of it where he was like screaming something about how this one guy didn't agree with him or something like that, and I almost fell off the chair when I was watching it because he just goes nuts. But yeah, I'll check that out. I'll check out the podcast, Joe Rogan podcast. So getting back to No Man's Sky, do you think they will ever incorporate using Thrustmaster HOTAS? Ooh. I you know what? I hope so. I really hope so. How does one call in this time? You guys can call into the show. There's a Discord link down below. And get into the Discord link, and then there's a voice room over to the left-hand side. Get in there and go into the voice room called Atlas 102.5 FM, and then I will pull people from there into the show. But we got a special guest tonight from the Galactic Hub, and he's going to be coming on. He's been documenting a lot of the stuff that's been going on in some of the hub communities. So we're going to have him come on and talk a little bit about what's going on with that. But other than that, there is a, let's see, there is a, let me make sure I'm sharing the correct screens with you guys. And I'm not. Of course I'm not. Let's go to... let's see. Whoops. Wrong button. I'm sorry. All right. There we go. We're at the right button screen. So Link says, Cobra, when will you do the new show about the new show about No Man... Cobra, when will you do the new show? Oh, not about No Man's Sky. Tonight we're going to be having an after party on the other channel. We're going to be talking about some strange things over there. It's not technically a new show. I just want to spend a little bit more time with you guys and talk about some different subjects and see what we can get into. So let's see. We got Panda Poopy. I knew I wasn't the only one. Okay, so. One of the cool things that I found, and I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but I seen this today, and I wanted to share this with you guys. It is a podcast from 65 Days of Static. Now, I haven't listened to this yet. This one, it's the first episode. It's 38 minutes long, and I'm not sure if they get into anything No Man's Sky related, but it is a podcast strictly from 65 Days of Static, and it's... really refreshing to see something like this because they are a great band. Wonderful, wonderful band. Bacon Pancakes donated to the super chat. I am so sorry. Let me go back up here. Bacon Pancake says, love you, Cobros. Cobra, next coffee is on me, my friend. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you. Bacon Pancakes, thank you, bud. Wrong button did my suit. No, you hit the right button. I'm the only one doing the wrong buttons around here. Okay, all right. Let me go down and get into the subcast room for all the Patreon supporters. If you guys want to jump down into the show, let me see. Let me get into the subcast room. Boom. We have already in the subcast room. We got Snow Obsidian. Yeah, Snow Obsidian. What's going on, buddy? Snow? You know, it's really weird seeing Snow's icon in the subcast room, and it's the same icon in the YouTube chat, but in the Discord it says Snow Obsidian, and then the YouTube chat it says the Geeky Pikachu. Snow! All right, so we can't hear Snow. All right, so yeah, it's called Bleak Strategies. It's a podcast with 65 days of static. They just came out with a brand new, or they're coming out with a brand new album, and I guess they're doing things a little bit different with it. And it kind of looks like there's an ARG surrounding. A lot of people are thinking that Waking Titan is waking up again, and that this has something to do with No Man's Sky. But I don't think it does. I think it's just them just trying to be, them. 65 days of static. Cryptic and cool. Hey, Snow, you there? Snow Obsidian. Snow. All right, so Snow is in some kind of weird universe or something like that. Okay, so what else do we've got? We've got Hello Games using a mod on the No Man's Sky Reddit, asking people to turn in their save files to see how it's going to work with Next. Says, hello everyone, as Beyond is fast approaching, we've been asked to gather some data in order to test the existing game data with Beyond features and ensure things don't break. So it says, what do I need to do? If you would like to help out, please make a Zendesk ticket titled Test Save for Beyond under the Report a Bug, Crash, or Issue category. Okay, so you have to title it. Are you there, Snow? Snow. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with Snow. Voice and video. Snow. Hey, Snow, can you hear me? Okay, so we still don't have Snow.
Oh, I know you can hear me. Oh, hi.
Can you hear me?
Check 1, 2, testing.
I can hear you.
You're muted.
Snow, can you hear me?
Do you copy?
Snow, can you hear me? All right, so whatever, Snow.
Cobra,
oh,
you are muted.
I'm muted.
Yes.
Snow, wrong button. All right, sorry, wrong button. We got Snow Obsidian. What's going on, Snow? How you doing, bud?
Should I be concerned because you laugh that way?
No, it's just the way I laugh when I'm embarrassed. I'm always putting my foot in my mouth, some way or another, shape, form, and or pushing the wrong button. So what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
You're doing pretty good. How about you, my friend?
Doing great. I'm doing great. I just woke up, so I'm still groggy. And I'm trolling Facebook, so.
I can wake you up. Just let me send a photo to you, and I can wake you up.
Well, no. You're not sending any photos to me. Okay, so let's get back to reading this. It says, what do I need to do? If you would like to help out, please make a Zendesk ticket titled Test Save for Beyond under the Report a Bug, Crash, or Issue category. If it doesn't have this title, there is a chance your save will be missed. So you have to make sure that save is titled Test Save for Beyond. Then it's got for Xbox users, for PC users, and then for PS4 users. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can throw this in the chat. Sometimes my OBS does not allow me to share Reddit links. I don't know why, but let me see if it will. And it did. No problem. All right.
Huzzah.
What?
Said huzzah.
Huzzah. Oh. Okay, so let's see. So we got that, and you know they did this last year, I believe, and I think it was released in a month. So don't get your hopes up. I don't know if we're gonna get No Man's Sky in you know. Well, next month is June. Next month is June, so it's a possibility. What do you think?
Well, if it is gonna be in June, we gotta accelerate our plans for the convergence. If that is the case.
Yes, we need the pedal to the metal on the convergence. I 100% agree. Oh, let me let's see. We're supposed to have a guest on tonight.
Yeah.
And we did have a guest waiting in the Atlas room, VVRR, and I guess he's gone. So let me see if I can get my guest. And then see if we can get him in the show.
Bacon Pancake says, I say late June or July.
100% says July. So ZVRRA, I just saw you in the Discord. I was going to get ready to pull you in there. So if you want to jump back into the Discord, guys, you're going to have to run the show tonight because we have nothing for number 3. I did a speculation video kind of spelling out what my beliefs were when it came to the roadmap that we have for No Man's Sky, the survey that we took, and kind of explained why I was thinking some of the things that I was thinking, and that I think that number 3 is going to have a lot of things packed into it, but I think the bullet points behind it are going to be more base building depth and more depth and variety to the NPCs, but I don't think it stops there. What you know, the NPCs could actually also mean the fauna that are on the planet as well. Those are also non-playable characters that we see in the game. And there could be storyline. There could be a campaign now that the NPCs can walk around. The storyline could be a lot better, a lot more fleshed out, because now the NPCs can actually move around and do things and seem like you know, like an actual Skyrim situation. But I don't think it stops there, and I think everything interweaves with each other very well. And so it's you could look at the roadmap and kind of get a good idea about what the update could be about, but not understand what the update actually is. So that was the point of that video. So let me okay, we've got ZV. I can't pronounce the name. I just can't do it. Z. I'm going to call you Z until you can tell me how to pronounce that. How you doing?
Hey, the name's Zara.
Zara. Okay, so the
Yeah,
V
Zara.
is silent. Okay.
Yes.
What's going on? How are you?
Upside down.
Chilling. I just wanted to let you know, my previous name was Galactic Raven. And I was one of the developers from Spectramental Games during the Waking Titan ARG.
Oh, hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah. Hey.
Cool. It's good to have you on the show, buddy.
Yeah, finally here.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's really cool. What's on your mind tonight?
I'm just excited about what's next. Just been speculating and really just trying to guess what's about to happen next.
No pun intended.
Right.
So did you watch my speculation video I just uploaded?
Was it?
It's okay if you didn't.
What day was that?
I haven't even watched it.
I probably haven't got to it.
Okay, so it lays down what I call that is a roadmap for Hello Games. That they even referred to it as a roadmap, and everything on the roadmap that you look at is coming true, almost like a Nostradamus prediction. You know, almost like you know, it's kind of cool because everything that's on there, VR is on there, more depth and variety to NPCs is on there, online features are on that as well. We also have more. Part of that roadmap was enhancements to underwater exploration, more varied and strange planets or something like that. And
was it like the survey?
It was the survey, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Okay, so if you go back and you look at their posts, their blog posts and things like that, it all comes back to that survey. You know, they always you don't realize it unless you go back and reread. But every one of those blog posts, they refer to that as a roadmap. And so if you look at what we've gotten with Abyss and Visions, and then you combine that with what we know we're getting with Beyond, so you have VR, which we know we're getting, it's on the list. You have online features, which that's on the list as well. More depth and variety to NPCs, which we know we're getting because we saw video footage of them walking around. That's on the survey/roadmap as well. So if we take a look at that, and they said that they were working on 3 updates that it didn't make sense to release by themselves. They actually work together. They interweave together. So you take the only 2 that we really don't know much about. We don't know much about online, but as far as what number 3 could be, the only 2 possible things that are left are more depth and variety to NPCs and more base building depth. Or more, yeah. So if you take those and say, well, okay, would that be an update by itself? I think it would. I think that more revamping of the entire building in No Man's Sky, because I think it's too heavy of an asset. So maybe they revamp it and they put the NPCs in the bases. Now they walk around instead of just stand still. So that could be a small titled update like Abyss or Visions. Now, how does that interweave with VR, or how does it interweave with online? Well, if you think about online, he's really, really talking up this No Man's Sky Online. So if we're not just getting bigger lobbies, so when it comes to online, we could more depth and variety to base building, more base building depth. We could actually build our hubs now. We could build big hubs.
Yeah.
So that's how it could possibly interweave with that as well.
Yeah, I definitely think that I remember you were saying something about, were you saying Sam Swain? Was it
yes.
his name?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so he's that developer that builds these giant procedural cities.
Right.
I think you were saying something about a lightweight assets.
Yes. Yep.
So I think they are, that's where they're gonna put him to use, because already online, if you have like too many collisions or things that collide, it can cause issues. So right off the bat, they're definitely doing something with that. Like, no doubt about it. And also, just for the NPCs, like their pathfinding, you have to build the game around them, or they'll just be walking in the walls all the time. Like stuff that. So
yeah, I agree. And you know what? You just said something. Oh, Sam Swain. Like, you brought up a good point. We all thought, why is Sam Swain there? Why is he saying that, with his appearance, he wasn't able to work on it? His appearance is the engine that he has, and he has a blog too. And he was like, well, I got to go back to work, so I'm not going to be able to focus on appearance. And then all of a sudden he gets hired by Hello Games, and he makes a new post, and it says, guess what? I just got a new job that will allow me to continue to work on appearance and earn a living at the same time. So, and he's also looking for developers to use it. Now, I'm back a little while in the past. I'm sure you guys remember me talking about maybe Sam Swain is there to add cities and use his appearance engine in No Man's Sky, but maybe he's not. Now I'm under the assumption maybe he's there to work on just tearing down the whole building and just redoing it. Make it a lighter asset so that way we can build bigger, build more, and not have it so laggy when we get close to it. Right? So to revamp it, maybe that's what his specialty is on No Man's Sky. It's still building. It's still allowing us the possibility to build big enough for us to have a city together.
I agree.
So it's not like we're going to land on some planet and see Sam Swain's magic cities on some planet that we've never been to, but instead give us the power to build our own cities and our own hubs. And it just doesn't, it's like I said in the video, it's not just for multiplayer, because I'm sure single player people will be able to use all those same features on their own.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I think he might be there to kind of install some type of lightweight rendering pipeline or something, or some type of yeah, like you were saying, like just to make it easier to build and just to just to gel everything together. And also, I kind of think that he might be like another person that helps out with procedural generation, like really getting deep into like varied planets. So I think he's there for a couple of reasons: that to advance the procedural generation, give it special instructions even more, and then the lightweight rendering pipeline.
Right.
That's the only thing I could see.
Yeah. We have one of my very first co-hosts in the chat right now. Yes, I would like you to come on the show, Joe. Joe was one of my very first co-hosts a long time ago. He's the one that got in trouble with me when I not accidentally, but I posted. We posted the No Man's Sky B-roll footage before anybody knew what the game sounded like, and Hello Games gave me the footage to use in my videos. They go, here, use this in your videos. And I said, thanks. And it had all these sounds. It had the sounds of the ships, the animals, the sound of the wind, the sound of space, the music and stuff like that. It was amazing. And I'm sitting there like, I'm talking to Joe. And I'm like, you know what? People need to hear this. This sounds amazing. No one's heard any of this stuff before. So we did this podcast. It's a 2-hour podcast. And we let everybody hear it. And I guess people shared it. It went viral, and I got an email from Hello Games, the old PR manager. He's no longer with the company. Said, Cobra, why did you do that? And I'm like, what? And there's articles from Polygon, Kotaku, all those places writing articles about, normally when you get B-roll footage, you're not supposed to do this. But thankfully, for one YouTube channel, Cobra TV, he did. And it sounds amazing. And so I got kind of in trouble, and that's what really got my channel to get kickstarted, because a lot of people were writing articles about us. And it's kind of funny, because if you go to IGN now, I think IGN wrote an article or something about me. But if you go to their channel, they uploaded B-roll footage when the entire industry of journalists was telling me I was not supposed to do that. So let's see. We got Captain K in the chat. Captain K, what is going on, buddy?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Are you on a plane?
I am not. I'm currently in the car. I just came back from McDonald's.
Oh, awesome. It's always good to get some Mickey D's. We just got a donation from somebody. I didn't see who it was from.
That'll be me.
Oh, thank you so much, Snow. I wonder why that text is so big. I just can't see it.
You might want to read it.
So you're coming back from McDonald's. Are you taking the food home with you, or did you already eat it there?
I am taking it home because I am on call.
Well, awesome, man. Awesome. I don't mind you if you eat. If you guys know, I have Ray Rod on the show quite a bit, and he eats all the way through the entire show. He's like, I'm sorry, I was eating peanuts. Can you please repeat that?
He changes everything. He changes what he says every time you ask him.
I know. It's like, man, where you at? Hometown buffet? So what's on your mind, Captain K?
Oh, nothing much, man. Just glad to be on the show. Wanted to talk a little bit with you and with other people and about the show we do on the Galactic Hub.
Is this the gentleman I spoke to on Facebook?
Yes.
I didn't know if you wanted me to say what your real name was.
Oh, I don't care. Yeah,
okay, so this is Kenneth.
Yes.
Oh, awesome, dude. Awesome. Yeah, I didn't know that was you at first. Okay, so we got Kenneth on the show, and he's got a channel called, let me go to the other screen so I can kind of show stuff here. Let's see. Show. Okay, 65 days static there on Twitter. Then we've got, let's see, community. There he is. So it's the Galactic Hub project. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a link in the chat. Really cool, awesome looking channel that I want you guys to check out, and he's here to talk about it tonight. So let's see, Control V. I think that works. So tell me a little bit about what your YouTube channel is about. It's called the Galactic Hub Project. The description for this video is this episode of Community Archives briefly explores the events surrounding the Vestroga Hub War. This video comes from Castaways and Cutouts. Be sure to check out their channel as well. And we got some links there, so you got find some links on that video I just gave you guys a link to. So explain what's going on with this, man.
Well, first off, I would like to say the Galactic Hub channel, the actual YouTube channel, is shared between me and a bunch of other content creators. The Castaways and Cutouts is me and my friend Nick.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, we run community archives on there, but yeah, it's shared between other people. Our show, however, Community Archives, basically what we wanted to do is make, the reason why we created it was for history and recognition of the community. We wanted to recognize the community for stuff they've accomplished and stuff we've just done in general, like forming civs or building bases or taking amazing photos, stuff like that. And then history for newcomers like Xbox. You know, No Man's Sky came out on Xbox. So anyone that wants to get in depth as much as us and really go into lore and making civs, they can know about prior civilizations and wars and just general stuff that's happened.
Okay, awesome, very awesome. And okay, so this is the channel that we're looking at here. So this is shared by everybody in the Galactic Hub, or not everybody, but by certain people.
Yeah, all content creators in the Galactic Hub. Anything you see there, basically, it's all shared. I think there's 4 or 5 of us that like 5 groups, 5 different shows.
Well, that's really cool, man. That's really cool. So, how long have you been with the Galactic Hub?
I'd say 8-9 months or so. I know we started doing videos, I think 9 months ago, and then we stopped for about 4 months because of just personal stuff. And then we started back up again not too long ago.
What is the talk in the Galactic, like in the Galactic Hub with? Are you familiar with what I usually point out, the survey that we took?
No, run that by me.
All right, so if you guys know the video that I'm talking about, I just uploaded it. It's my last video that I uploaded. Share that around. Share that around. It's got a lot of good news in it, or not news, but ideas. I think that they're very sound and very, they're not, it's not like super hype. It's looking at everything from a very calm perspective, I believe. But it based on the roadmap. So the Hello Games gave us a survey that we all took, and we really didn't think a whole lot about it a long time ago. But if you go back and you read their blogs, they refer to this as a roadmap. And
you're talking. Sorry to interrupt. You're talking about the one where we where they would ask what we wanted in future updates.
Correct.
And then we were able to choose. Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, so if we look at that, we could actually see what the third thing is. Not what it is, but see it, like to look at that, we could check off every single thing that we've got and every single thing that they've mentioned. The only thing that we can't do, let me see if I can get it on the screen. I don't even know which one it is. Oh, that's the wrong button. Hang on a second here. So there's only 2 things on there that they have not mentioned. One of the things we've seen, which was the NPCs walking around. So the only 2 things on there that we don't know anything about is more depth and variety to NPCs and more base building depth. Okay, they have not mentioned any of those yet, and those are the only 2 things on that list that they have not mentioned or shown us for Beyond. Now, when it comes to the NPCs, we see them walking around in the footage. So we know that that's one of them, but we don't know everything about the NPCs. So the other one is more base building depth. So the reason why...
If I may interrupt.
Okay.
Sorry. Remember the No Man's Sky VR trailer?
Yes.
Perhaps that's a hint, because in the No Man's Sky VR trailer, they showed a small amount of footage of building in VR. So maybe that's a hint to more base building depth.
Oh yeah, yeah. Very, very possibly. Lost my train of thought. So let's see.
Base building depth.
Just completely gone. The reason why I'm asking the Galactic Hub is if that were true, that would be a big thing for hubs. You know, that if that third one could also be used by single players, but that third one could be utilized for building hubs and make them more real, more immersive.
I think that would be amazing if we did have more in-depth base building. Just because, like you said, it would make us be able to build a lot bigger hubs and make everything more realistic. And speaking of realistic, in the trailer, the ship that was shown, it looks a lot more detailed. So I think along with the NPCs walking and, you know, just that third thing, I think we will get something more in depth of base building. If not in Beyond, it will be the very next update, I do believe.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I really think that, you know, I don't want to confirm it, but I really think that the hubs are going to be really happy with Beyond.
Oh, yeah. I think everyone will more than likely be.
We've got, okay, so what are you guys, what are your plans? You mentioned Unification Day with me on the, in private message, and we also talked a little bit about the convergence, having you guys get involved with the convergence as well. So what do you guys have planned? And Unification Days, that's not until December, right?
I don't believe. I think it is. Yeah.
Okay, so you were wanting to put together a couple of podcasts with some content personalities.
Yeah, I would like to, if at all possible, for Convergence Day, just get everyone that you would see on the Galactic Hub channel, anyone who wants to come on, any content creators from anything, really, just all of us kind of get together and, you know, just have a live stream like you guys have, like you said, you guys have had the past couple years, and, you know, just talk to fans, talk to community, and just share things throughout. You know, whatever.
Yeah, the convergence is going to be fun. I would love to have you guys a part of that. So, what if you guys can organize some in-game events? Then I will draw attention to that and then put you on a time slot to where, yes, I would like to interview you guys and have you on the show on the day. But what I would like to do this year is put people on a roster to where, okay, so I start from 10 to 12. And somebody else is going to be streaming or doing something from 12 to 2. So, and then we can like go throughout the community all the way through and kind of highlight the channels that deserve to be highlighted. Which everybody's channel deserves to be highlighted. But, you know, just a kind of way to get back to the community and really converge for our convergence.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I thought too. So I think that's a great idea. Now you had mentioned doing it early June or late June, early July.
Right.
Maybe. See, I'm going into the Army July 23rd. I'm going off to basic training, so
it's going to be before that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it'll definitely be before
that. If it wasn't, have to be my my best friend Nick running that part of it.
Okay. Real quick, I want to give a gigantic shout out and a warm welcome and a big bunch of misses. Like, I miss this guy. Bookshelf Gaming is now in the chat. What's going on, Joe? How are you, buddy?
I'm great. How are you, bud?
I miss you so much. You have no idea.
Dude, it's been too long for sure.
It has. You've been busy. I've been busy. And you don't know how touched I am that you're on the show right now.
Of course, man. I saw you were live streaming. I thought I'd pop in. Some exciting stuff going on for the game right now. So
yeah, where did you see it? Did you see it on Facebook?
Yeah, I did actually. I popped in there first and hopped over to YouTube.
Awesome, very awesome. So what's been going on, man? Have you been keeping up with the Beyond news?
As much as I can. Not doing great on keeping up with it, but I know about like the VR and the new updates for multiplayer and whatnot. But
yeah,
I'll definitely check out your newest video with your speculation there because
it's very sound It's the most mature speculation video I think I've ever done. Seriously, like sometimes I go off the handle and people are like, "Cobra, carpets and curtains. That's what you're getting."
Oh yeah, curtains and carpets. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very sound speculation with proof, with following what Hello Games has been saying themselves rather than trying to, look at a rock like me and you used to. Me and Bookshelf Game, we used to look at that rock. What do you think that rock's doing?
Yo, you think it's alive?
Yeah, I think that rock. See, it's over there now. It's over here. I think it's hopping around. I think we got rocks living on the planets. They're aliens. But yeah, I mean, me and Joe, we've had some good times in the past, breaking down the videos and getting in trouble with Kotaku and all that with the B-roll footage. I think that's one of my fondest memories.
I definitely agree. That was probably the most internet trouble I've ever been in.
Yeah, well, Pat O'Brien too. So
well. Don't get me started on that.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. We don't know. You mentioned online. They said that there was going to be more online, but we don't know what that even means. Like, they said something here. Sean Murray said something to the effect that we're going to recognize online elements of heavily online games. So it's not just normal online games, but like heavily online games. So we're going to recognize some of those features, and I'm putting my bet on the table that we're talking about hubs, and it's not just for hubs. I think we're going to be able to do hubs, but I think it's also going to be building. Now, a lot of people, like I saw a video, Legacy Zero, love Legacy, and talking about a reset. I don't think we're going to get a reset. I don't think there's going to be much changes to what we see on the planets and how the terrain looks and stuff like that. And the reason why I think that is because we see the footage of Beyond through the VR footage. Now, a lot of people are like, well, it's probably not the entire update. It's probably number 3 is probably not updated onto that, because Sean Murray wouldn't let us see. But my combat argument to that is we've seen the NPCs walking around. And that is something that maybe that's lumped in with online. Maybe that's a VR feature.
When did they show that?
What's that?
When did they show that?
Oh, that was during one of the exhibits when they were having journalists play the VR.
Oh, I must have missed that.
I think it was some kind of PlayStation event.
State of Play.
PlayStation Play?
State of Play.
Oh, State of Play. Okay, sorry. Thank you, Stowe.
Yep.
And so we saw them walking around, and, if it could be a VR feature. I don't think it is. It could be an online feature. I don't think it is. Yeah. But if it's neither of those two, then we definitely seen part of number 3 in there. And if that's true, I don't think we're going to get a reset. Paulo Gonzalez just donated to Super Chat saying, I hope they add a real solar system, planets orbiting the sun. How cool would that be? I want the orbiting planets back in.
That's one of the things that's been on my mind, too. I want to be able to travel to the sun, like collect some energy from it or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of the sun being part of the backdrop.
I know, me too. They had a working star system with orbiting and rotation, and we've seen evidence of it on the IGN gameplay, where he had the IGN interview with, I can't remember his name, but what he did was you could see where a planet was in the sky, and he fell asleep at the monolith, and when he woke up at the monolith, the planet was no longer in the sky. So the orbiting was there, the rotation was there, but they said they took it out because it was disorientating to the playtesters. And I don't understand why. But I really hope that they do put that back in there. It's something that's possible. It's something that they had in there. So I'd like to just see them say, okay, you know what? If people want to be confused, let them be confused. I want it.
Now, are we talking about like the planets orbiting like themselves, or are we talking about them orbiting like around a central object, or both?
It was well, I'm not sure if the planets were orbiting or if it was just rotation. But if you look at the IGN trailer, let's see if I can find it. IGN No Man's Sky. Let me see. They've uploaded so much stuff. It was one of the IGN firsts. I do remember that.
Well, I only ask because I mean, if it's the planet itself that was rotating, I can see why they say that it was disorientating to the test players. Just because you think about it, say you're on your base and you know where the space station is, and it's just straight up, right? So you go straight up, but the planet's turned, and you're like, wait a minute, and you got to go all the way around the planet to get back to the space station. It kind of takes fuel and stuff. I would still love to see it myself. That'd be really neat to make it more realistic, but I could see how that's disorienting.
Okay, so here is the moment that you see the planet in the sky, and when he wakes up, it's gone. You guys on Discord, you're going to see it delayed. But, so here, let me see. Let me go back. So right up there is the planet. You can see it right behind the monolith, which those monoliths that were taken out of the game as well. But you can see the monolith right here. I mean, not the monolith, but the planet is in the background. It takes up the entire sky. And then he's going to do something at the monolith. You can still see it there on the bottom screen. He's going to do something at the monolith, and then it's going to go back in, and the planet is going to be completely gone. I hope I'm sharing the screen here. So he chooses the option.
You are.
Okay. So the planet's still there. It's actually moved. It's now behind the monolith a little bit more. And as he wakes up, the planet's completely gone. Poof. Not in the skyline whatsoever. So the rotation was definitely there, for sure.
Yeah, that was definitely a planetary rotation.
Yeah. I hope they had it back in.
We got Stubborn Ninja in the chat.
Stubborn, what's going on, Stubborn?
Hello?
Hi there, buddy.
Hello?
Hi, Stubborn.
Hang on. I'm trying to get my Ethernet cable plugged in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Loud and clear.
I'm surprised. My internet is terrible today.
So Stubborn Ninja kind of like blasted himself off the internet because he didn't want to see any what was it, Game of Thrones spoilers? Or end game
Game
spoilers?
of Thrones? No.
Sorry.
Yes,
Endgame. Well, there's a bunch of angry people on the internet right now, angry about spoilers, and I'm getting them both confused.
Hey Cobra, in maybe like 20 minutes or so, could I come back on and talk about something I just thought about?
Sure. Yeah, you most definitely can. We'll be live.
Hey, Cobra.
Yoja, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. A little bit hyper.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah, just wanted to drop by and say hi, and I'm getting excited about the summer update. I'm talking to a colleague about it, and he already tried out the game, but he didn't stay with it long. So he still has it, but he said he'll try it again when the update comes out. So I'm hoping that it'll maybe part 3 will contain something that gives the game a little more longevity or replayability.
What update did he try it with and then stop with?
The one we're on now.
Okay, so he did do the next.
Yeah. I think he tried it like maybe a month and a half ago, and he said he liked the game, but it didn't keep him interested for a long period of time. Which I wasn't surprised because a lot of my friends are saying that. In fact, I'm the only one left of all my friends that still plays on a regular basis. So I'm hoping that this update will and future updates will continue to add more
Yeah, I'm in
replayability, like you find in like a Minecraft type game. Something that keeps.
I 100% agree with you, bro. Like when we land on these planets, some of them are really cool, but it doesn't feel like that there's a reason to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you choose that one as your, like, I want to build a base here and live here, right? If you don't do that and you land, like, this is really cool. You walk a little bit in that direction, a little bit in that direction, and there's no reason to be there. They need to give us a reason to be there or a reason to freaking run our butts off.
Right.
Exactly. The other reason, one other reason why I wanted to join tonight is there's a couple of things I wanted to share with you, but on a personal level, not over a subcast or anything like that. Is there a way I can reach out to you?
Yes, most definitely. Do you follow me on Facebook?
No, I don't usually. I have a Facebook account. I don't usually use it, but I can hop on it if that's a good method.
We could always just get on a call on Discord.
Okay. I've reached out to you on Discord a couple times, sent you messages, but you didn't reply, so I was thinking maybe that wasn't a good.
Well, if I'm doing a subcast, I don't even look at Discord. Like it's on sometimes because it just automatically pops on when my computer boots up. But I don't check messages on Discord. But if it'd be a great place for me and you to have a conversation if I know to look.
Got it. Okay, so kind of get your attention on Facebook, and then once we communicate that way, then we can set a time to talk on Discord.
Most definitely, yeah. We can get on a call tomorrow. Okay,
cool. All right, that sounds good. I'll reach out to you.
Awesome, buddy. So I mean, yeah, we're getting to a point where it's super dry on anything with No Man's Sky related. Sean Murray's starting to tweet a little bit more. He's tweeting some pretty cryptic things. But
that reminds me.
Yeah.
NMSA, also known as Land of Shadows on PSN, he made a video about the Moi Teeth tweet that Sean Murray made, and I recommend checking it out on stream here.
About the what tweet?
The Moar Teeth, MOAR Teeth, in relation to Sonic, because heaven forbid we speak about that.
Oh, I was definitely going to laugh at Sonic later on the after show, but as far as the more teeth, I think Sean Murray's just getting involved into the funny drama that is Sonic.
Yeah, but all caps and the not MORE, it's MOAR. So it's just a crazy speculation video. Just saying that No Man's Sky Adventures made.
I'm seeing some funny stuff on the some funny gifs. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I don't think that's anything at all. And also the other thing that he tweeted out, the night is dark, full of compression artifacts. Yeah, I think that's one. Huh?
I was wondering about that one too.
I think that's just a developer joke that developers would probably laugh at. Because what's funny about that is I had the New Yorker journalist who interviewed Sean Murray before the game came out. He was starting, like, there was an algorithm that was taking all my videos down and I was getting strikes. And it was the New Yorker's fault. And so I wrote this blog post, like, really upset. Like, why are they taking all my past videos down and giving me strikes? So they ended up calling me. He actually had his lawyer call me, too. And they were really kind, really sorry about it, and they whitelisted me so that it wouldn't happen again. But, and I have the entire interview recorded, but he told me I was not allowed to upload it. But he said that one of the things I can talk about now is that there was someone at Hello Games who had a job of compressing files to make it as small as possible. So that when I read that, I remembered what the guy from the New Yorker told me a long time ago. The night is dark and full of compression artifacts. So I don't think it's a feature. I think it's a developer joke.
Yeah. Hence the compression artifacts could potentially be the compressed files.
Right.
Because artifacts
Right.
could be labeled as a file, or
Yeah.
vice versa.
Another thing. Oh, go ahead.
Hmm?
I didn't mean to interrupt, Snow. Go ahead. I'll wait till you're done.
No, I wasn't saying anything. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, since you were talking about the survey they gave to us months ago. One thing that I've really, really wanted on that list, and it's the one that I answered with, was item A, or 1, the top one, which is polish existing features.
Okay.
Reason being is the number 2 reason why my friends aren't playing anymore is whenever we were playing together, many of the different types of things we would do together wouldn't work quite right. A lot of little bugs, like for example, we wouldn't see each other's base additions unless the other one's logged on.
Oh yeah.
And then when we would try to warp with a friend on our freighter, they would end up outside the freighter and dying. When my friends and I were fighting sentinels together, it would completely bug out. Like I wouldn't be able to see some of his sentinels that he saw and vice versa, so we'd end up dying to things we can't see. When you land on a trade station and there happens to be another trade station close by, or one of those single landing pad stations close by, it'll spawn the ships around those other ones, but not where you're at half the time. Just little types of things like that kind of it added up, and a couple of my friends and myself concluded that we felt like we were beta testers trying to play, quote unquote multiplayer with one another. So I'm really hoping that they increase the polish of the existing features, and I think
I do too.
They will.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I remember I was doing a video for the Galactic Hub. Actually, I was like recapping that on one of the videos, and when I went to visit the Galactic Hub, I was trying to record, and every time I'd go to someone's base, it wouldn't be there. And then I would, send them a friend request, become friends with them, and join their server. It still wouldn't show up. Only half of it would. Or, just some other bugs that he just listed would happen. It's rough time.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm really hoping for that top item to... And that's one of the things I think you said, Cobra, in your previous video when you were doing your speculation.
Mm-hmm.
I think you hit on this, and that is perhaps there's a little of that done every update. It
Right.
may not be, like a titled update all about polishing features, but I'm hoping and hopeful that these updates will contain a little bit of feature enhancements or polishing every step of the way.
And here's
Right.
the thing about that roadmap too is that we're seeing everything on there come true, right? And there's only just a few things left that we don't. There's the base building depth, and then the polish of existing features and quality of life improvements. Those are the only 3 things that we cannot see that is true about Beyond yet. And the reason why I brought that up is if those are all things that they were working on, the underwater stuff, the vision stuff, the VR stuff, the online stuff, then that means also polish of existing features is also another thing that they were working on. So
Right, but you have to take into account that as they're adding new things, new issues are going to arise.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
that's like even more issues that they need to polish with the stuff that wasn't in the game before. So I'm
Yeah.
sure they have.
So I'm 100% convinced you could get an idea of what Beyond is by looking at that one survey, that one roadmap. Now we can't understand everything that it comes with, but I think we can get an idea of what Beyond is going to be when it comes out. But there's so many things about online that we don't know. There's so many things about what does the NPCs walking around that we've seen? What does that mean? They can't just walk around. I mean, they got to be doing something too.
I wanted to talk about that too in a little bit.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, just like a few of my, I have regular No Man's Sky talks about what's coming next and everything. I honestly think when they say, I'm looking at the survey here, and where it says more depth and variety in NPCs, I think they're gonna fully, let the NPCs be able to like take off, like actually like leave your base.
I never even
and
thought
go
about that.
out
Wait a second.
somewhere.
Wait a second. How cool is that? Look, okay.
Like-
I never thought about that, bro, and I'm glad you brought that up. How cool is that to be on a? Wait a minute. That is so cool. Because to go to a trading post or the space station and see the NPCs walking down the stairs, going to their ships, getting in their ships, and taking off. God darn it! I hope that's true.
That wouldn't.
Just that
wouldn't-
little thing would make me so happy.
See, that's what me and my people are thinking. We're thinking that they might actually do something like that. So like, you hire your employees and like your scientist is like, hey, I have to go to universe, blah 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 blah. Be right back in approximately 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that.
Yeah.
And then
Or
you'd be
instead
able
of
to
them
track
making you go get something for your base, you can just say, hey, you got legs, you go do it.
Yeah, exactly. And that'll kind of build up like almost like, like you have real employees and they're making you money or something along those lines.
Yes. Oh, yes.
For varied planets, I feel like they might actually be working on lava.
I think that was Visions, sadly. I know it's not good enough, and I know we want more variation, but I really think we could attribute that one to Visions.
I just think when you think of Beyond, they're definitely gonna put you on some type of planet that's like way beyond what we've thought about, like some type of, like new climates. I don't know, like it could be anything really.
Carpets and curtains. Remember that. All right, because we saw NPCs walking in one of the footage. Okay, so that means whatever 3 was in there, and there was no change to the planets. So it's okay to hope for like a lot of difference in the planets and more biomes and cooler stuff like that. It's okay to hope for it, but try and keep yourself grounded in knowing that you've seen some footage with the NPCs walking around, and we might not be having something that's going to give us a significant reset.
Right.
It's important.
See, because I'm thinking.
Think about this.
Oh, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, think about it like maybe Visions and all the other updates, the smaller updates, maybe those are just really kind of sort of, test. Like everything that's on that list is really just a test. And, they release those to see how we would react to them, our likes and our dislikes. And really what they're working, what that's going to be is a massive...
Uh-oh.
I just thought of something.
Captain K is suffering.
For
Your core vaccine
all
out,
of
buddy.
that, including the newer stuff that we haven't got yet, and it's gonna fix the older stuff as thing. Oh, you're good.
I don't know how to respawn because a lot of that I couldn't hear.
Just glitching out a little bit.
Yeah.
Emily.
Yeah,
Oh.
Emily. Or you took a
Basically, I was
vacation
just
inside the
saying,
echoes.
What if all the what?
Basically all the updates that we've had, like the Visions and stuff, what if that was just to see what we... And really Beyond is actually going to improve all the previous updates more than...
Yeah.
Captain K, you seem to be glitching.
So all the updates.
So
I
I
think
think
the
I can
Gek-
sum up what he's trying to say here. He's thinking that this update may be the improvement of all previous updates. Is this true?
I mean, I don't know if that's true. But
Well, that would fall under the line of polish of existing features and quality of life improvements.
yeah,
Yeah,
So that it's possible.
could be.
Captain K's.
There you go. We got your back, Captain K.
Man, It's just relentless. And the guy was saying earlier his internet sucked.
Yeah. So you're saying that you think that a lot of things are going to be polished up, a lot of the features that we've had, plus new features as well?
Yeah, honestly think that Hello Games watches stuff like this, and they see the stuff that we don't like, we do like, critique, and they're like, hey, all right, we'll add that next time. Or, hey, that's a good idea, we're going to add that. So maybe, like Visions, where they added a little bit more diversity. It's really just a test to see how we react to that diversity.
Yeah, and they've done that before in the past. They've most definitely done that. Like, they put icons in the game, right? Like, I remember the tire rack for the Exocraft before we got the Exocraft. Like, that was an icon that we all found in the game. And lo and behold, we talked about it to all ends on the internet about the tire rack. It was also an icon on their website as well. And we ended up getting Exocrafts. This was way back before we had Exocrafts.
Yeah, I think they're really just about to really step it up even more. Like, they've hired all these different people that can do these, that have specific skill sets. So they got to be doing something that's out of this world for online too, because they're trying to. I feel like they're trying to increase the lifetime value, like keeping the player in the game for hours.
Oh yeah,
so
that's exactly what they're trying to do. Look, I'm calling it right now. There's going to be a next gen version of No Man's Sky.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
100%. Because
100%.
They are limited right now to what they could, how they can push the PS4.
Exactly.
And I think that that's one of the reasons why the PC side of it, because they wanted to match. Maybe the PC side suffering because of what the PS4 could push. I don't know. I'm not that smart.
I think so.
But I think that with next gen, with Sean Murray going crazy and frothing at the mouth with all this next gen talk that he had, I think that they are anticipating being able to utilize more of the engine as soon as next gen is upon us.
I do feel the same way. Like the PS4 is just so it doesn't have that power, so you can't procedurally generate all of these things at once like that on that type of system.
Yeah.
So it's just like, because it's already kind of skipping a little bit, so we can tell like it is the PS4 or something. And also,
can I comment on that?
Ooh, Curtis, what's up, buddy? Yeah.
What's going on, Cobra? I agree. Your consoles do have limitations, right? Far more limitations than PCs do. But when we're talking about procedural generation, there was a time when, everybody was like, just jonesing for Minecraft on a mobile device, like a phone or a tablet. And the communities around Minecraft were saying, oh, it can't be done. It's a mobile device. It doesn't have the horsepower. Well, they did it. And not only does the mobile device procedurally generate worlds in Minecraft, they do an infinite world, because that's a feature that you can select on the tablet. Now, PC, the PlayStation doesn't have that feature. All right, you're restricted within a certain parameter of gameplay when you're playing Minecraft, but the mobile device does, and I don't know how to explain that, but they do it. Granted that No Man's Sky is a lot more graphics heavy, a lot more resource heavy when it comes to playing the game, but I think that that's something that they're working toward, trying to polish and hone and fine tune the gameplay and the bugs and the issues that they're having with playing the game.
Well, here's the issue. I think that a lot of us could agree on, and I think it's the next gen is going to be the solver, the solution for this issue. There are only a set amount of models for fauna. There's only a set amount of models for ships, and that amount is low, really low.
Yep.
Right.
And the procedural generation can only do so much to those limited amount of models. And I think that's what the problem is concerning No Man's Sky's variation. I don't think that what they're using now, the generation they're using now, can handle too many models of what they want to procedurally generate. So I think that when next gen comes out, I think Sean knows that he's going to be able to boost that number up of models higher than what we are thinking.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's
So
what I think too.
Do you think that we have more diversity in flora and fauna now than we did at launch?
It's sort of.
No, sorry, I don't.
You think we have about the same?
I think it's the same variation. I think it's a pretty much. Well, there is more variation when it comes to the exotic planets because there's new stuff there.
Right.
But as far as the fauna that we had at launch, I think that's unchanged. The ship variation is almost unchanged. We got the exotic ships now too. But I just don't think that there's much of a difference outside of the exotic ships.
They just look a little better graphic wise. Other than that, there's no change.
Yeah, graphics have improved
tremendously.
Yeah.
And hopefully continue to improve.
Oh yeah.
Like I want to see on the PS5 just have like Detroit become human graphic. Something similar to that. Like that would be mind blowing to see.
Really? So like you talking like AAA kind of graphics?
Yeah.
It kind of already does,
like,
though.
Yeah, it looks AAA to me.
Like when you look at
in
the
some
ships,
situations, yeah, like characters and ships, but there's like some animals you look at and it's like
they look low res or something. Like,
yeah, it's like they're low res or their face is all jumbled up and you can't really tell what's what.
Yeah.
But then again, that might just be the animal. It's all procedurally generated. You never know. I don't know.
Right. I wonder how many. Okay, because like I've been studying procedural generation for my own type of game, but I wonder how far, like how many instructions can they? Like I wonder, like you were saying, there might be a limit on how many instructions they can give the engine to procedurally generate things. Like I wonder how they can.
That's fine. Look, I think that they have that would work with how many different models are on screen at once, or of trees, of flora, fauna, and landscape. But the problem still lies in how many models are available to procedurally generate from. And for some reason, that number is really low. I remember I was watching there's an interview somewhere on the internet. I cannot find it again, but it was somebody from Hello Games talking about the skeletal structure of the fauna. And at the interviews, he was taking questions, and somebody asked him, how many models do you have to generate from? And when I heard this, I was like, what? But he said a low number, like something like 12 or 15.
I was just going to say something about that.
And I was like, that can't be true. What? And he literally said, I might get in trouble for saying this, but 12 or 15 or something like that. And I will keep continuing to try and find that interview. But yeah, it's for some reason they had to scale back, and I think it's because it needed to run on PS4.
Yeah.
Do you think that's probably why we don't see the really epic, massive scale buildings that we've seen in other trailers or other?
I don't know. Maybe they couldn't find a real purpose for those. But I think that's one of the reasons why we don't see. Remember all those pictures I used to show back then of the pictures they were showing us of the different procedurally generated ships?
Yeah, all the concept art, and then they
this wasn't concept art. No, this was actual generated models that they were generating and showing examples of. It's all the way back, I think, in one of my old, ugly, disgusting videos called Ships.
Oh, come on, those were epic.
No, horrible.
Those were epic.
But yeah, those were all procedurally generated, and either they had to take them out because they couldn't fit that many models in, or to procedurally generate from, or there was too many that were close to copyright infringement. But I think it was the models thing.
I definitely think it's memory, because like just sitting here, just even me just building a game right now, even when I put too many models in something and it starts skipping. So, like it could possibly be. It has to be that. It has to be that because you already off the back think like maybe there would be like 100 different plant variations right off the back. 100
Right.
different, 100 different this, 100 different this, or
Yeah. We have Shattered Edge, a new caller on the show, but he's muted, so I'm not sure if he's ready to talk or not. But Shattered Edge, welcome to the show. Once you get unmuted, just go ahead and interrupt me if I'm speaking. We also got Peace.
I got a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Revenge of the Survivor.
What?
Do you plan on bringing that in, or bringing that back into existence?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 100%.
Then I got a question for everyone in the stream and in the chat.
Go ahead.
Do you feel? How would everyone feel if I was to join Cobra on this adventure?
I'm not sure. Oh, we almost had Shattered Edge there. I think he's trying to get situated. Yeah, just go ahead and start talking whenever you can, Shattered Edge. But yeah,
I was talking to Cobra earlier in the week saying about this topic, and he said that he brought in more players and other people hated it, so could go one way, could go another. So
yeah, people didn't like it so much. I think it was that episode. I think it was a little try hard, right? Because it was something with like more people on Revenge of the Survivor, and I wasn't used to it, and it was something new to me, and I just don't think it played out well.
okay.
Hey, Cobra.
Yeah, buddy.
One of the things I was wanting to ask you, or just have a conversation about, was there's been a lot of discussion with the title of Beyond. And a lot of people are speculating that it might have to do with space. That's something that they haven't really discussed on, or haven't not discussed on, haven't touched. They haven't expanded on. But what if? And I read into the lore, but I don't retain a lot of it. Like I have a hard time following the story. Most of the time, I just fly from planet to planet and build bases and farm and explore and whatever. But what if the title Beyond is referencing the lore of the game? In other words, we talk, like when we read a lot of the content, like from the different markers, or we go to the different abandoned bases or whatnot. We get a piece of the lore, and a lot of it is all historical based, right? It's this happened and this happened.
Right.
What if progressing or moving the game beyond that to where now a lot of what we're going to be experiencing in the game is real time? You know what I mean? There's no more focus on the past. It's about progressing and moving forward.
I hope you're right, because I think with the NPCs now moving around, I think it needs a new campaign. It needs a new storyline, a current storyline. It needs to have something happening like right now. Like Vilmar, he's in the chat. He's the one who created Bring Back the First Spawn.
Yes.
I want that more than I want that. The first spawn were for people that don't know, that everyone probably does know, almost ruled the entire galaxy of Euclid Galaxy. And they destroyed Korvax Prime, enslaved the Korvax, and fought the Vy'keen while the Vy'keen were trying to fight a war with the Sentinels. The Gek ended up getting defeated. They're no longer the same now. They're nice now. They're a bunch of Ferengis now, and but some of them you come across are first spawn sympathizers. They do say stuff like, "Why are the Korvax walking free? What have you done to our legacy?" So there is the open door there to bring back the first spawn, to have another war. And I think that's, if they do another story campaign, I think that's what they need to do. They need to put us smack dab in the middle of a war where the Gek are fighting back. The revenge of the first spawn.
That would be insane.
That would be crazy.
Like
Yes.
if say you're on a planet or something and you're going through this like just the story in the campaign, they send you somewhere and all of a sudden you go to this building and then a bunch of Gek roll up and it's just one giant, like, not really army, but there's, you know, quite a few like squadrons. Like there's little squadrons and you have maybe sentinels trying to break it up or something. That would be insane.
I can imagine that almost like like when Destiny 2 has those events and the people land or something. I totally can see something like that happening.
Yeah,
Totally.
that
What
would
would
be
really
great.
be interesting though, is you know those movie scenes where you see one guy standing and a bunch of guys on motorbikes just driving around in circles around him, and then basically mug him.
Veroka
Or
just
how-
donated to Streamlabs. Thank you so much, buddy. I didn't see what it said because I'm a goofball and the letters are too big, and I don't know how to fix it for Streamlabs. But let me know what you said there in the chat. Veroka, thank you so much, buddy.
You want to know what I said in my super chat?
What did you say?
Fudge thing. Give me a minute. I remember now. Oh yeah, I said, sorry, Cobra, I betrayed your wishes. Don't know what I'm talking about? Check your DMs.
No, don't send me pictures of stuffed animals. Snow Obsidian, I swear to God, why do you think that that's funny? No, I'm serious. Let's open up. Then we'll open it up later on the after show.
Sure. Sure.
Oh, hey, I seen something. Okay, so where is the VR trailer where they show an NPC like walking around? Is that the trailer? Is that the
I
right
don't
one?
think so.
Say that
It's
again.
not. It's not in the trailer. It was in a. It was at an event that one of the people from like IGN or GameSpot or something like
Oh
that
yeah.
was got their hands on the VR, and they ended up actually recording a small clip where the guy was the Viking was walking inside one of the space stations.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Veroka said, I will face the hype. I will allow it to pass over me and through me. More teeth.
See, when I was looking at this No Man's Sky Beyond VR trailer, do you notice how there's like when they're building in VR, there's like that Gek that's just sitting there next to all the
You think he's going to shoot him in the back, don't you? That's probably what he's going to do. He's going to shoot him in the back.
I feel like that's an NPC following
Oh.
the player around,
Oh.
like
That-
almost like a Fallout type
So-
of companion or something.
That would be cool. And you know what? It's not out of the realm of possibilities because they walk around now. So that could
Hey,
be true.
you know, another
What they
thing
really
to think
need to do,
about
though-
is, well, what if they had, like the NPCs that are able to, like, rob you, basically. Like, they can come up to you and, you know, they can just start a fight. And if you lose that fight, then they take all your stuff. Well, some of your stuff, not all.
Kind of like a
Like,
pirate.
maybe... Yeah, like pirates. Like, they can take, like, your nanite clusters away from you or something that's of importance, but you can get back.
Right. That would be cool.
And maybe
Like,
you can put bounties on them,
space-
too.
Yeah, it's also true.
We have Shattered Edge unmuted. Shattered, are you there, buddy?
I am here, Cobra. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. What's going on? What's on your mind tonight? It's good to have you on the
Now
show.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. Now that I figured out how to work this Discord thing, I'm going to get started on that mess.
Oh, I know. Look, I went through it too. You know, when somebody got my IP address from Skype and they started turning off my internet from somewhere in the world, off and on, I had to use Discord. I had to go get contact my internet service provider, go get some new equipment, and then I thought, okay, I need to use something different than Skype. And when I came across Discord, I'm like, what in the world is this? This doesn't
it's
make any
great.
sense to me.
It's great. It works great, but like,
Yeah, it does.
I was locked out of my Discord account for a while because I had that 2FA thing and I screwed that up, and you know you can imagine what kind of hassle that was.
Yeah.
But you know, I haven't talked to you in a while. I've been lurking. You for a long time. I follow you on Twitter and this and that, and glad to see you're better after that car accident, man. It's been a
thank
while.
you, buddy. Thank you.
Glad to see you're okay. So, No Man's Sky, what is this new one now? Beyond now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm jaded.
You're jaded. Tell me why. Because I think a lot of people feel the same way about being jaded. About because Yaucha kind of brought up a good point about people feeling jaded. About how it seems like when people play it, like it just feels like there's not enough for it to stand on its own legs without updates.
No, that's not it at all for me, honestly.
And what is it? What's got you jaded?
What it is. So, I have a PSVR, and when I saw the trailer with the VR, I was totally excited. I'm like,
Right.
That's awesome. That's cool. Because this game begs for VR. Really does.
Yes.
And the PSVR, I've had it for about, I think, a year or so now. And it's fantastic. I love it. Everything I get for it is always a great experience. And I don't get sick from it, and I actually enjoy it. So I'm really excited for the, No Man's Sky VR version.
Mm-hmm.
But here's where my problem lies. You're going to laugh at this, but I kind of miss the vanilla.
No, I'm not going to laugh at you. I agree with you.
Yes. There's so... It feels, and I hate to say this, but it almost feels bloated. It almost feels like there's too much now. And there's all these recipes and everything. And every new update, I'm so tired of it having an update and then looking at my inventory list and seeing obsolete technology.
No, that's a
me.
valid point. And when Vanilla came out, it was all about exploring. There was a couple things you needed to mix together, or combine together, craft together, but it wasn't too heavy.
Right.
I will be 100% on your side. I believe, and I agree with you, that there's too many recipes, there's too many things to refine, there's too many of this. I don't like that portion of the game.
No. Yeah. It feels too grindy. If that's a word.
I understand why they did it, because they wanted us to be there and give us a reason to be busy doing something. So I get why it was all put in there. But it definitely takes away from just wanting to go off and just explore. Then you've got to create something. You got to combine three things. You got to refine this. No, I get it. At the same time, I don't hate it. But
I know. I think
either. I think it's too heavy.
My main complaint when it comes to refining and blueprints and all that is, please, Hello Games, make manufacturing facilities and operational centers easier to find, and perhaps give more recipes when you succeed. Because A, there's too many recipes, and B, there's too many things to refine. I mean, sure, there's recipes, but they're all optional, and they can boost your output, but that's it. Make something new with it.
We have a donation from Platitude Platypus says, just dreaming you reach the center. You earn the ability to create a planet. That planet is sent to the community galaxy with player-only created planets. That would be really cool, Platitude. Thank you so much for that.
Good one.
Send that to Hello Games right now.
I'm glad I thought of that idea.
Team.
Shattered Edge, I do want to say that I'm really glad you came on the show, because that is a very good point and a very good topic.
Hey, Cobra.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, so I agree with Shattered Edge.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I agree with Shattered Edge.
Okay.
But I also agree with you. I understand why they chose to go down the path they did. I just think they didn't really. People are going to hate me for this. I don't think they made a smart choice.
About what?
There's about trying to keep people engaged into the game, and I think they were doing it from a Minecraft perspective with all the recipes and the survival aspect of the game and everything. And I think that kind of play style is fun in small doses, but there could have been other venues that they could have taken to keep the player community engaged in the game, keep coming back and revisiting the game. And Legacy Zero did a video on loot and gameplay. I was reading Discord. I think it was either this morning. I think it was, and somebody made a comment that I don't remember who it was, that it would have been great if Hello Games could have worked with some of the team members from the creators of Subnautica. And there was some explanation about that. Why would you say that, or why would you make that comment? They're two different. They're two different entities and whatnot. And he said, well, one of the cool things about Subnautica when you're base building is that if it's not rigged just right underwater, then your buildings take damage and they start getting flooded. And so then the reference was made that how cool would it be if when you're base building and you're on a hostile planet with severe storms, that your bases need upkeep or they take weather damage.
I agree.
So, I think they could have kept the aspect of resource gathering and blueprint and crafting, but they could have dulled it down a little bit and not so much of it. There's other ways to keep players to keep playing, and base upkeep is one of them.
Right.
Yeah, especially for the hubs like we were talking about earlier. When the hubs want to build a base and build a colony and stuff like that, it's kind of like you really want to keep that nice. So that would definitely, at least for me, that would keep me coming back.
Well, and maybe we'll see aspects of that. I don't know, with the data mine files and having turrets and wind turbines and solar paneling, and if all those files that were data mined are actually going to be utilized in this update, maybe we'll see some of that. I don't know.
That sounds like a feature that should already kind of be in there, like that survival aspect you're talking about. Because it's like, yeah, I mean, your own hostile planets and stuff like that. Like, why not do that?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you already do that with your actual person, so it would only make sense.
Yeah.
Like, along that same line, what if you had, when you enter the atmosphere, especially of like a really hot planet or something, and you have that like atmosphere, like you're really entering it with your ship, you shake and everything. What if that causes damage to your ship as well, and you have to take it every so often to like either a space station and they have a special place for it in there to get repaired, or just another place in general?
Yeah. Stuff like that would increase the lifetime value.
It would. I think we're going to be getting stuff like that with Beyond because, more base building depth. We don't think about what that means, how it's going to ricochet into other things. Like we saw the data mine files where they're talking about fences for your base. They talked about like these power generators for your base. Like, why would we need to generate power for our bases? There's also turrets that you could build to put on your base that are in the data mine files. What does our base need to shoot at? If the sentinels are chasing us, we could go right into our base and they don't know. They go, where'd he go? Where'd he go? I don't know where he's at. Oh, okay, never mind. I give up. Right? So what is our bases? Why do our bases need turrets? So when we talk about base building depth, there's so many things there that would branch off into other features that we're not aware of, and I think that, you brought up a good point, catering to your base almost like the base was in survival mode.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I thought too, after we got off the last subcast, I've been giving a lot of thought to what you were saying about, a lot of the times, because we get bored of doing a lot of the other things, we find ourselves planet hopping a lot and checking out different planets. But then, after a while, the planets start to look very, I guess the word was used, samey. Very similar in aspect. If you've been to one frozen planet, you kind of been to them all outside of the lay of the land. Because the terrain changes. I mean, I won't deny that, but I think, me just personally, and don't get me wrong, I'm big on exploration, but I think going to different planets should be its own game mechanic and should be rare, right? Because these planets that we're on right now are just massive in size. And I mean, I don't know about most people, but I know me and personally, if I'm not building a base on one, if I'm down on a planet, I'm exploring just a very small, minute fraction of the planet because I'm just there gathering a handful of resources or whatnot, and then I'm booging it and hightailing it to the next planet. And that's a shame because then you don't really get to appreciate what the rest of the planet has to offer.
Right.
So if they made the planets more interesting with places to go, points of interest, things to do, threat, loot, and really give you a purpose to be there, you're going to find yourself exploring more planets than just planet hopping from planet to planet to planet. And then when you do go to a new planet, it will be more immersive because you're going to have reason to go there. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Kurt, and that donated to the super chat. Thank you so much, Kurt. Says, I believe terraforming a planet would be a good idea. Which I agree. I think that would be awesome. Taking fauna and flora from other planets and just getting them to grow and breed on other planets, creating just weird looking planets. You could almost do the same thing with the game Boundless. You could go onto other planets and take different things from those planets and then bring them onto a different planet.
Hey, is it Vargul?
Yes, sir.
Hey, so there's what you're saying right now, what you had just said is exactly the core problem to outside players, like the people who played it once and then put it down. That is exactly 100% their issue with No Man's Sky. They want stuff to keep them in the game or keep them on the planet or keep them exploring in a way where you're actually seeing new things.
Right. Well, yeah, and I hope that with the Beyond update, when Sean Murray in the interview discussed, you're going to see things that are common in a lot of MMOs. That I hope he was referring to game mechanics.
Yeah, that's what I assumed he was talking about.
Yes, so, and I mean, I'm happy and I'm really content setting up shop and hanging out on one planet and tending to crops and farms and building my little buggies and going around and collecting resources from that planet. And then what I'll do is, so an example would be this: if I set up shop on a frozen planet, then that frozen planet is just dedicated for me to growing frost crystals, right? And then I'll set up a waypoint or a terminus, and I'll have it connected to my next outpost, which will grow fungal mold. And so what I'll do is I'll jump between different locations using these portals. I'll gather up my crops, I'll craft all my stuff, and I'll sell my goods, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all we've got for right now. As far as, that's, in my opinion, I think personally, that's the most efficient way to make money. But I know other people do it differently. But I think there should be more to that, and if you incorporate loot and you have the ability to hire an NPC to vendor for you and sell your goods to other players within the game, so have a player-driven economy. If you can customize ships, if you can go relic hunting through dungeons and abandoned scrap yards where ships were left to rot, and ancient temples or buried ancient alien ruins underground. If you had that stuff, and it was all kind of like on one planet, or certain points of interest can be found on different planets.
Yes.
Well, then you're not really planet hopping per se. You're spending most of your time on your planet, and you're occasionally going to a different planet here and there, looking for something that you might want to have either on your character to progress his capability to survive, or maybe you just want it for your trophy room. You know, like we have trophies now in the game that we can find on these exotic planets. So maybe these temples will expand on that and allow you to mount stuff on your walls and decorate your outposts with and stuff like that. Just there's other things that he could probably, or Hello Games could probably incorporate to focal your points of interest, your interest on one planet, and allow you to explore, give exploration and give planet hopping purpose and give it meaning. Make it memorable. It memorable.
Well, now that we have more depth and variety to NPCs and we see them walking around, maybe there's a lot more to that. Maybe they could actually now implement things like side quests like you see in GTA and other games like that, to where you land on a planet and all of a sudden you're getting hailed and you answer the call and it's an NPC says, "I'm over here, I'm sending my location," and you could literally go find him on the planet panicking, like I'm an outlaw, I'm being chased by the sentinels, you gotta help me, and you have to risk, like, okay, if I help him I'm gonna be wanted, and but he's saying he's gonna pay me a lot of money, or he's saying he's going to give me information that I need, so climb in the ship, let's go, and then you help him, and that could create a lot of varied content and a lot of varied things that you could do on a planet.
And I know on the planet.
And I know there's a lot of people that are very kind of they kind of fit into a certain niche, if you will. Like, a lot of people don't want that arcade feel. They like the old version of No Man's Sky. They like taking photos and they like going and checking out all the other planets. And just because these elements would be added into the game, it doesn't change the dynamic of the game for those people, right? Right. They can still play the style of mode or the way that they want to play in the game, and that's what's so awesome about having the sandbox is that you play the game that you want to play. Just because those options are there doesn't mean you have to partake in it.
Right. Oh, we got J-Spot J. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm actually going to hop off of the stream for tonight. It has been wonderful being on the show, wonderful talking with you guys. For anyone who's listening, if you wouldn't mind checking out the Galactic Hub channel, our show Community Archives, and everyone, all the other shows on the Galactic Hub channel, that would be great. And thank you.
All right, I just posted the link again, guys. Go show the Galactic Hub some support. Go subscribe to the channel. Stay up to date on what's going on. A lot of interesting stuff I'm seeing over there about the war and stuff like that. Really, really cool stuff. I highly stand behind this channel, and I'm subscribed as well. Go check them out, guys. Please support everybody in our community, no matter how small, no matter how big. We're Constellation, so let's connect those dots and subscribe to one another. But there's the link. It's in the chat. Hey, man, it was a pleasure having you on the show, buddy.
Pleasure speaking with you guys.
To you.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right.
You guys too.
Bye, bud.
Mary Lizzie.
We also have J-Spot J on the show. J-Spot J, what is going on, bud? He's not there.
What's going on, everybody?
Huh?
What's going on with everybody?
Oh, not much, man. Not much. We're just having a good old speculation talking about things that should be, could be, or in the game, things like that. We also have joining the show Rocky GNA. Are you there, bud?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Does the GNA in your name stand for Galactic Nominata Alliance?
Yes, it does.
Awesome. That was one of the first groups ever created in No Man's Sky.
Dude, you are making my day right now. I've been listening to you since like 2014, and this is my first time on the show.
Dude, it's a pleasure to have you on, bud. It is such a pleasure having you on. And it's really cool to see a GNA member, too.
Yeah. I'm actually, I'm not a member anymore to the Facebook group. I went back on. I left a long time ago. And I went back on, and I think Martin Requiem is in control of that now. But I I tried to sign up with them again, but it's a private thing. So.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's all right though.
Okay.
But,
well, maybe I could talk to Martin. Martin. Oh, he just left. He must have lost his call. But just join the Atlas room again. I'll pull you back in. But yeah, I'll talk to Martin, see if we can get you back into that group. Okay. I don't know where he went.
I have to go too, guys.
Okay, Oja.
All right.
Down.
Have a good one.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right. Bye, bro. Send me a message on Discord. I'll make sure I check it, and then we'll set up a time for tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Thank
All
you.
right.
Take care.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. Silver, he's been watching you since 2014. That's about. I started watching your channel way back at the very first E3 for No Man's Sky. I don't know how long you had been covering it prior to that, but yeah, that's when I first started watching your channel.
I think my first video was the end of December of 2014, maybe, or no, it was September, I think, of 2014, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
and,
I remember doing one of your videos out in the woods.
Oh yeah, those are my lore videos.
Yes, I
Those
remember
are your best videos.
Thanks, man.
Those were cool, man. I've been following you ever since then.
Awesome, very awesome. Poor Rocky GNA seen too many videos of me in a mask, though, didn't you, Rocky?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yep.
Okay, I'm still connected. All right, that was weird.
Yeah, we lost you there for a second.
Yeah.
Emily has.
I guess that happens a lot.
Pulled you in for a second.
Yeah. Harris Borstein just donated to the super chat saying Beyond will be epic. I predict universe reset. I don't think so, Harris. Thank you so much for the donation. Here, let me explain why I don't think we're going to get a reset. And I did it a couple times in the beginning, but I don't think we're going to get a reset because whatever number 3 is has walking NPCs in it, right? And we saw the VR footage with walking NPCs, and there wasn't really much difference to the terrain. And a lot of people are like, "Well, I don't think all the updates were in it. Maybe things were held out so that we couldn't get a sneak peek." But I don't think, because before we had a reset with Next, they wanted us to send our base locations and points of interest that were important to us so that they can maintain it. Now they're asking for our save files so that they can test it with Beyond. But since we've seen walking NPCs with no change to the planets, I don't think we're going to get a reset this time.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Well, but they didn't do a reset with Next, and they asked for our save files back then.
Oh, they did a reset with Next. They did a reset with, yes. Yeah, they did a massive reset with Next.
Security number.
I thought that.
Do what?
With Next.
With Atlas Rises.
It was Atlas Rises that people had an issue with their bases being submerged under terrain and everything. That didn't happen in Next.
No, because they had a control over our save, not our save files, but our locations. A lot of us sent our locations in, so they were able to get a good idea. See, they reset the planets. They reset how they look and how they generated and everything. So there was definitely a reset in Next, but it did not affect us the way that it affected us in Atlas Rises.
Atlas Rises, okay.
In Next, it actually it kind of did affect me that way because I had a base built into the side, and I just recently had this happen just a couple days ago, where I lay down foundation and it takes the ground away, and I'll be gone for a few hours, and then the ground is back there. And usually it'll fade out again, but sometimes it's like just full on there and it won't go away.
Mm-hmm.
I had to make doors in the side of my base so I could blast the rocks out from the side.
Oh wow,
that happened to me too before.
Shattered Edge just donated it saying just showing some support for Cobra TV. Thank you so much, Shattered Edge. Thank you, buddy.
No worries, man. No worries. You know, I can't wait to send them my save file. No, I'm serious, man. I have a day one save file.
Really?
Really?
Yes. No, I've never gotten rid of that save file. I've had it since day one through every update. I can't wait to send that to him.
When Atlas Rises came out, I could not play the game. It was not playing for me. I couldn't even make videos or do anything like that. And back then, we didn't have multiple save files. So I panicked and I said, you know what? I'll restart. I'll play it over from the beginning and restart. So I deleted my save. And then it was like a month or two after that, I think they implemented multiple save files.
I don't know. I know every time I did an update, mine got worse and worse and worse. And it got to a point where it was almost unplayable. But then when the last update came through, everything seemed to kind of work per se. But the original save file is still kind of goofy, but I have other ones that I use just for, fun and whatnot.
Yeah.
I still have my legacy save. I have a legacy save, and I have one creative save with only like 15 hours in it.
Wow.
But I think I'm coming up on 400 hours on my legacy save.
Oh,
that one I'm gonna pass that off to one of my kids when I get too old and I can't play
yeah,
anymore.
right. You have to continue the adventure. Explore more planets for your father. These are my last words. Bye. I love you, son.
It turns into a
So that brings up an interesting question, though. So with all these changes that they're planning to put on the board here, how is that going to affect creative mode? Because to be perfectly honest, I do find myself spending a lot of time in creative mode just because I don't like the grinding of the regular game mode sometimes, and I'm wondering how that's going to work. And if I could ask for one trick with the new update in creative mode, give me a magic button. Give me the ability to jump to anywhere in the galaxy that I want to in an instant.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, why isn't that in creative?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Right.
I mean, we have it with the portals, but I mean, I'd rather just like he did remember those original, pre-release videos when he was showing like that magic button where he'd like be at one place and they go, "Here, watch what I can do," and he just warps to the center of the galaxy in an instant.
Yeah,
that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should just give us that. They could do it.
Yeah, they could, and it's everything else is a free for all. Why not that?
Go ahead.
We got Black Note. Aaron is on the call. What is up, my man?
What's going on, gentlemen?
Not that much, buddy. Not that much. What is on your mind? I saw you. You were live just a little while ago.
Yeah. We just got done with the podcast.
Awesome. Very awesome. What's on your mind, Aaron?
Well, not much, man. No Man's Sky, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, I've been doing my thing. What have you guys been chatting about?
I've been all over the place, man. We've been talking about what's possibly in beyond, what should be in the game, what could be in the game. Talked about a little bit of No Man's Sky Next Gen, which I think is most definitely in our future. All kinds of stuff, man. We're all over the place.
I have a question for you and the rest of the guys here. You had mentioned in a subcast a while ago, and about how when he did his interview recently, how Sean Murray, the man, is actually starting to grow his beard again.
Yeah.
So what that leads me to believe is that he's in his mode, and I'm wondering if he in his Sean Murray mode, not for NMS.
You know what? You bring up a good point. I was going to try and beat you to the punch, but I decided just to let you talk. But they are working on a game right now that is more ambitious than No Man's Sky.
Right.
Whoa.
That leads me to believe that Sean Murray is actually not working on NMS right now. He's got his teams doing it, which is what our update, they're obviously bundling these 3 updates into one, which is, the VR team and the multiplayer team and whatever number 3 is, that team. So I believe that he's got teams working on NMS now, but in terms of him as a developer, I don't know that he's touched NMS for quite a while. His focus right now is the game.
That's possible. He did say that they're in the upper stages of the game, which would be concept and pre-production.
Right.
So that's I don't know how much is involved. I'm not a developer. I don't know how heavily involved that is, or if that's just in the drawing board days, like drawing on the whiteboard, saying, okay, let's brainstorm some ideas, let's get some clip art for some concept art and stuff like that. I don't know where that is, but
and I just know that in past interviews with Sean, he really enjoys this, locking himself in the room.
Oh yeah,
him and 3 other guys for like a year and not coming out for a year.
Yeah.
Can I give you an alternative view on that?
Yeah.
It's a playoff beard.
I think it's awesome that Sean Murray's beard is being considered as a unit of measurement.
It's a playoff beard. It's hockey season. The playoffs are happening right now. That's what he's growing. It's a playoff beard. He's growing it for, I guess, for their version of playoff development.
That's very true.
Hey, I had to say something. I got something on my mind about the NPCs.
Sure. I love talking about the NPCs.
I feel like, okay, so you know how the animals, they don't really do anything but poop?
Yeah. And I'm really glad that they fixed it, because they used to poop out of their mouth.
Yeah. Oh, God. That's talking for real. But I feel like okay, because I've been noticing, like, I think it was in Next. I noticed that they changed the animal behavior a little bit and expanded it and made them a little bit more like when you feed them, they, a herd comes near you or whatever. I feel like they might be working on that aspect also, like extending the animal behavior so they don't just poop, like actually make it a whole thing where someone could spend hours just feeding animals or making them pets or something, something where you interact with the fauna in a way that keeps you interested.
You're right. It's an NPC. It's a non-playable character in the game, so it could possibly correlate into that as well. I hope you're right.
It seems like it has to, though, because I can't imagine them just letting the animals just poop and all you get is copyright, and that's the only thing they ever do. Like, no, it has to be more.
I would go as far as speculate that they're going to utilize. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just speculating. They could be They might have you where you utilize the animals much the same way that you utilize the animals in Minecraft. Right? We herd chickens together for food because they give feathers, they give meat, and the sheep give wool, and blah 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 blah. So I mean, we already have a base building, and we already do farming. So why not maybe breeding? And I'm not going to go as far as saying crossbreeding, but I would say that just breeding like species together so you can grow your herd and gather more resources. I could foresee that.
Also, what's up with, how do you know what is it called? It's like that hidden item. It's called the creature displayer or something like that. I forgot what it's called. It's like a picture of a Corvax and it's like blacked out in the items.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I seen what that does, and that's almost like a digital display of the fauna. So it's like you have a digital animal in your base.
Right.
So when are they actually going to let us use that? Because it's still blacked out. It's been this long and it's still blacked out and it's still hidden. Like what?
Yeah. That's like one of those data mined files out in the open. Probably. Yeah. It's like, I hope they know it's there, and if they don't, or if they, but I hope they utilize it and beyond. we're coming close to the end of this current gen, and Hello Games is working on a brand new update. I feel like they're going to be trying as hard as they can, even though they said these are 3 small updates. I feel like they really want to cap this off and say, like, No Man's Sky is awesome here, and to where nobody could say anything except for bringing up old stuff from 2016,
Right.
So I think that they're throwing all the talent at this and making it good, so that way they could do 2 things. They could focus on the new game, and they could focus on No Man's Sky Next Gen.
Mm-hmm. I totally feel the same.
Well, you made the reference, and I agree with you, Cobra. You made the reference, the comparison to Boundless, right?
Yeah.
And we've been talking a little bit about the data mine files and the solar paneling and the wind turbines and the turrets and all that good stuff, right? And we speculate, what could those be utilized for? Well, right now, technically, our bases do have some form of power, even though we don't see it. Because if you look at our generators, the medium and the large generator cannot be placed on the terrain. It has to be placed on a laid foundation of your base or of your freighter in order for it to work. So when we look at the roadmap that says, more complex base building, deeper base building, in Boundless, you utilize power to generate machines that allow you to make different types of blocks and whatnot, and to craft items, right? We could very well be seeing a shift in how we craft items in the game.
That's again. Again.
Well, right. I'm just saying. I don't really. I mean, if the generators work now, and all the generators are used for is combining resources together. Well, I'm not talking about crafting walls or crafting windows or anything like that. Just for breaking down or combining resources to make more unique resources. We already have that now. What if an example would be this. What if they decided to implement ship customization, and they expand on the customization of our terrain vehicles, and instead of now just crafting a turret in your inventory and mounting and dumping it into the inventory of your ship, you actually have like a crafting bench to build the different parts to tweak and modify the look of your vehicles, right? Well, those crafting tables would have to have power that are conduits that would run to. There was conduits that were data mined in the files. You'd have to have that kind of power running to your different workbenches, so they could draw power and craft your different recipes.
Very true. Yeah. I want to say something really quick. Happy May the 4th. It is midnight where I'm at, and I just wanted to say happy May the 4th, and may the 4th be with you all today. It's a very important day, and I hope I've got big hopes for this next Star Wars movie. I feel like J.J. Abrams came in to fix Rian Johnson's stuff. And they've announced that it's going to probably be a 4-hour movie. You guys heard that?
What? A 4-hour movie?
Yes, sir.
Holy crap. Oh, I'm sorry, Cobra.
Holy crap's not a cuss word.
Okay, all right.
But J.J. Abrams has alluded that it might be a 4-hour movie. So here's what I'm hoping, that since it's going to be the last, I hope they throw all the fanfare at it. Right? Yeah. I hope they take care of the fans. This is the last movie. It's the only thing that we got left. It's the closure of the Skywalker storyline. and it's about time. I want to see some new stories. I want to see something, a new family, or a new. I want to see new stuff. I'm the Skywalker. It's done. Let's put it to bed, and let's hope that there's tons of fanfare in this 4-hour movie, and that it's a nice closure. Which I know it's going to be a great movie because they have to make it a good movie.
Yeah, yeah. They did a lot of.
Oh shit! I mean, shoot! I'm sorry. Vera in the chat said something very funny. He says JJ is great at finishing things. Have you watched Lost? Yeah, Lost ended horribly.
But
oh gosh,
he did the Star Wars, not Star Wars, Star Trek. He did those the 3 movies for the new Star Treks, and those.
Oh, Vera, that is such a great comment. Yeah, I was very displeased with the way Lost ended. Okay, all right. It's midnight. I'm going to be doing an after show over on the other YouTube channel. But first, I have to run to the store. Let me go ahead and give you guys a link if you want to show up. There's not going to be anything like super spectacular over there. I'm just going to stream for a little while and see what kind of trouble we can get into.
Sweet.
And I don't know for how long, maybe an hour or something like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll look things up on the internet. We'll just have fun. Talk.
Cobra said it won't be. Cobra said it won't be anything fantastic. I'm going to make this fantastic.
You make everything fantastic. Look, dude, you sent me a picture of you and a stuffed animal for real?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! Why would you do that, Snow?
Yes, why?
Because
Snow?
I'm Snow.
Why?
I don't know if that's a good explanation.
Because I'm Snow.
Because that's who I am. And I enjoy being who I am. If people don't, if other people don't like it or they criticize me for it, I really don't care.
I tell you what, maybe that's something we'll do. Maybe we'll interview on the other channel and get to know why you do those things.
Deal.
Who is real Snow Obsidian?
All right, so I'm going to run to the store real quick, and I'm going to be back in about 15-20 minutes, and I'll be live over there on the other channel. Yeah, it's midnight over here, so Vilmer, but I'm going to be going live over there. So, guys, thank you so much for calling into the show tonight. You guys had a lot of great comments, a lot of great things to say, and I just thank you so much for carrying the show and being the stars.
No, I enjoy.
No doubt.
I enjoy being on it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was late to the party, man.
Well, that's okay. I'm usually late for my own show.
Got one last question for everyone in regards to the frigates in the current No Man's Sky game. Has anyone gotten an S-Class frigate past, well, S-Class? Has anyone managed to do that yet? Have they upgraded their frigates so far that they've gotten past S-Class?
Is there a rank past? I didn't think there was a rank past S-Class.
Well, it says that the encounters to next upgrade and would be in X number of encounters. So, in theory,
well, I think it's possible that the stats on your frigate would increase, but it might not go higher than rank S. I don't know.
It won't change the rank.
True.
What?
I don't know. I've never done it.
I don't think.
I'm not sure.
Well, let's cut it off here then.
Okay, buddy. All right. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and get off of here, and I'll be live on the other channel, and I will see everybody in just a little bit. Thank you guys for coming out to the show. Thank you for calling in, guys.
Good night, Cobra.
Thanks, everybody.
Peace.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Peace.